I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
And don't say words that'll get us like banned from Twitch. No.
Well, yeah.
Not yet.
328 pages of just the N-word.
Yes, my favorite novel I've been reading.
Yeah.
I have to say, it's got some nice twists and turns.
Something like that.
Sometimes it's in all caps.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
That brings me back to a wonderful post on 4chan, which I will not elaborate on.
Thank you.
But I've shared it with a couple of you regarding a novelization and 22% a certain word.
Be me, straight as fuck. 26 lines of the gayest shit ever. An add-on to my day.
Every time, without fail.
Oh my god.
I think my other favorite version of that is just top two line, be me, straight male, just completely blurred out one line, twink riding my dick, blink, blurred all the way down. Am I gay? Am I gay?
Goodness.
Should we kick this pig? Let's get started.
Yay!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Barcast, where we've lowered the bar 250 episodes. Your bartenders for this evening are non-pencil.
250! Let's give it up for 250!
Enigmatic Otaku.
We have enough for syndication.
Clam Warfer.
I don't think we can limbo under this bar anymore, fellas.
Ravage.
Say again?
Spiritual. Jesus Christ, Rav!
Hell of an intro, right?
Fucking Milk.
I'm too fat to limbo under this bar, guys.
And my name is Flutter Priest. This week, we're bringing it back. We're not afraid to be a little nepotistic when it counts. We invited one of our best friends from conventions, from previous episodes, from legendary moments at panels at conventions. You know him as one of the best anon narrators on YouTube. The illustrious, the infamous, the noodly Wuten the Narrator.
Hey, Barcast. Wuten here. Where are your fingers?
Oh, my butthole.
In my nose.
Oh.
They aren't where you expect them, but they certainly aren't where you want them.
If you want to catch up on all of our previous episodes, check out our YouTube. We have amazing things there, including when we were live at conventions. We're streaming live on Twitch right now, which means that we're watching the chat. Pencil, what are questions we don't ask our guest?
Hey, don't be a dick and get yourself banned. Don't dox Wuten and stuff. And, I mean, Wuten's cool with all sorts of awful things.
I am, honestly.
So it's okay to say things. Just don't get yourself banned from Twitch. It's really that simple.
Wuten isn't afraid of anything. And today we have a drinking word. I'm gonna make Milk append one, just because. But if you hear the word Wuten today, or if you hear the word spaghetti, we're gonna drink. Okay. All right. Goodness. Everyone drink responsibly. We're gonna have fun. Being episode 250, and we've had you on several times before, Wuten. I don't think you need the traditional introduction that we're going to do before. So, might I say, you've actually just kind of began to resurge your presence back onto the scene a little bit more. Welcome back, for one.
Oh, thank you.
And I guess the next question is, why can't you stay away from the ponies? What makes you keep coming back?
Well, for one thing, I've never left. for one. But a lot of it just had to do with the fact that I finally had some space clear up in my work schedule to be able to actually work on other projects, and just starting to post things again it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. The next set of kind of questions I had is that for a very long time, you managed to see a ton of success sharing your different role-playing games on your channel, whether it's tabletop RPGs and kind of this progressive story there. What sort of response have you seen to those sorts of videos, and what sort of growth do you think it made for your platform?
So that actually has not in the traffic growth in terms of audience, but growth in terms of the stories that I am able to engage in. So a lot of the stories that the tabletop games go into are much more, I guess the word is robust. So
Yeah.
a lot more mature, grounded stories, and that's actually helped me to sort of have a way of conveying and presenting stories to my audience, and it's also helped me with my streaming presence, if you will.
Yeah. It kind of helped create that kind of voice that you have when you're on air or when you're recording.
Yeah.
Because you've always been a fantastic editor, especially when it comes to stories or your audio dramas. So that it's a little more kind of improvisationalness.
Yeah,
on the fly.
exactly.
Yeah,
It helped me a lot more with my improv while on stream.
absolutely. The next question is something that's always been a bug in my ear, and we're going to finally get it recorded. Um, Especially during your time recording green texts or green prose on 4chan, you had a specific knack for having an eye for stories a lot like our lovely Anon pencils here.
Allah.
How do you decide your stories, and what makes you enjoy gestures at a non-pencil so much?
So, I just choose the stories that I like, for one. If they're funny, if they are well told, if they have that good shit, I like to say, that's how I determine it. It is a completely subjective determining factor, but that's how I do it, and it's not steered me wrong so far, even with the Anon pencil stories.
I've noticed you've used it as sort of a vetting grounds for people.
I have.
You've just sicked it on them, and it's like, okay, how do they handle it?
That's sort of my determining factor on whether or not they continue to show up. Is if they can do an Anon pencil story, they can stick around for just about anything. If they can stomach leg hole pregnancy,
The classic.
Oh. I was curious if there was a particular one that stuck out the most, but now we know it's the legendary Peepa Peepa Toad.
It is.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions for Wooten before we throw him to the wolves?
Keep my balls.
I kind of do.
Go for it.
Wooten, what character, MLP or otherwise, makes you go, guys, let hear me out. Guys, hear me out.
Guys, hear me out. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys remember back in like 2016, I did a story reading of a little story called Arachnophilia.
Yes,
I do.
the Spooter Cooter.
Hear me out.
Okay. Okay.
I'm listening. Make your case.
Okay. So for one, it is Twilight, so
Yes.
obviously there is that familiarity that you have there. And then there is Spooter.
Mhm.
And if you're like me, let's see, how should I put this?
You're a leg man.
I am a leg man through and through. But also more than that, the spinnerets, they can move those around manually.
Oh.
Can you insert things in those?
Do you want to find out? You could find out if you listen to Arachnophilia.
This just harkens back to, does Spider have poos?
Poos, poos. 8 legs, 7 begonias. Perhaps even more.
Imagine.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Actually, one of my favorite comics.
It's so good.
I can't tell you. I think it was Undertale with the Muffet. What was her name?
Muffet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Muffet. Well, there's some sort of dojin out there where like she wrapped you, the character, up in webs, and then just poked your massive penis out from like the web cocoon and went to town. And it's like, you know what? That I have a new kink now. This is fine.
You know what? I get it.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on from the Tarantulusy, as Kaiju Murmillo said in chat. Let's move to the thread. You've got a hell of a thread, Wuten. A good amount is asking for your succulent voice to do things. Empty Plot Filler helped and tweaked some art for you here. Are you happy to be here tonight?
Oh, look at that. Yes, I am very happy to be here tonight.
Yay!
Yeah. That picture is very accurate to me.
Yes. Number 2 is interesting. I think it's asking for a little bit of shade, but let's see. What other voice actor presented the biggest challenge to work with? Not in terms of butting heads or creating drama, but in terms of creatively. You both couldn't come to make a product work as smoothly as you both wanted, but still got along.
Okay. Honestly, I haven't really had a lot of trouble with just working with different people. I think probably the closest one I can think of immediately is Dusty Cat, which it just didn't pan out in terms of scheduling, and the story was already like voted on to be voiced by patrons, and so I needed to find a voice for Anon, and unfortunately scheduling didn't work out for Dusty Cat to be on that one. So he was going to be on it, but I ended up going with someone else that was able to pull it off pretty well.
Yeah, Dusty is a tough guy to schedule with. I know, like we don't typically like to peek behind the scenes here very much, but I think it took us a month to 2 months to really
at least
a good day.
He
for
has
Dusty.
like a very very tight schedule.
Yeah. How dare he do so much for charity? Jeez.
Exactly. How dare he? He voicing my fanfic reading. Yeah, totally understandable. It's fine.
Yeah. Number 3. I think YouTube deleted or hid my poetic reply comment on your climactic conclusion to your MLP comic, Doug. Applejack's mom has it going on comic by shouting is fun. Is this sad or enraging? Because even if you liked it, I'm the sad.
That is sad. I don't know why it would do that, especially because I didn't delete it. I don't delete comments for that reason, I'll delete them if they're like spam or something like that, but even then, yeah, that's very sad. I'm sorry that happened.
This is a public call out of Neil Moen, of CEO of YouTube. Bring back the comment.
I mean, they've been removing views. Like I've had videos that I've seen 4 or 5 times, including yours, Wooten, that are just showing up as not viewed, or my likes have disappeared off of them. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there.
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I mean, the reality of YouTube is like they're trying to discern for advertisement revenue.
Mm.
What views are real and what views are fake? And how do you
Yeah.
constitute what is a real view, what is a fake view? Like if you have a computer that's just running 24/7 watching things but no one's actually at it, does that count? Now, does that count if there's a baby in front of it? Like the baby's probably not super digesting it, but it's finger family
Are you
videos.
suggesting that I not only have children but let them listen to Wuten's shit?
I mean, it could be worse. It could
be
nice.
worse.
I would
Maybe
100% believe.
Cocomelon.
I would 100% believe if you had your cats just listen to Wuten's awesome voice while you're away. I'm not gonna lie.
I could believe
on 4th of July when there's fireworks going on for my dog, I will turn on MLP narrations in the cage, and Wuten's on that playlist.
Oh, that's cute.
So if you ever
rather than boom boom boom, they hear ah.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll just have Defile the Dark Side playing in the background. And then
Yes.
Pencil and Flam come over and they're just like, what? I know these voices. All right. Number 4. What's one project you've wanted to make but thought it was too big, complicated, or costly to attempt? This is interesting because you've already done some really big stuff.
Yeah. I've
like
kind
Sonic
of
Boom and
I kind of did all my big projects already. That's the thing. You know what? Funnily enough, I'll say this: my newest story that I just posted. I don't believe I would ever be able to do an audio play of it because
why?
So specifically because there are certain sounds and certain tones of voice that would be very hard for a voice actor to convey. There is specifically a scream that is so like anguishingly, earth-shatteringly like a tritone that would be that I have in my head, but would be almost impossible for a voice actor to pull off.
Yeah, and I know what scene you're referencing to.
You know
I
what
just
I'm
finished that
talking
chapter
about.
yesterday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be extremely hard. Like you need big budget like production and voice alterations and shit.
Yeah.
It would get expensive fast.
You're looking at tritones are already tough, and then you're projecting it into a scream. I was just looking at my new like $300 microphone for music production as you were saying this. And I was like, no, bro. No.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, you have to get a voice actor who can do Luna's voice and cry in like the most heart-wrenching way possible.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think that I would be able to pull that off with my current resources, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the big sad.
It is the big sad.
Goal for later, though. Goal for later.
Yeah, definitely goals for maybe someday.
Number 5. Are the rumors about you true? You know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
The rumors about me have been grossly exaggerated, but I will not deny them.
Oh, that's a pussy ass answer. You own that shit, Wuten. You own it. You admit it, and you say, "This is me, world. Look at me."
Okay.
As someone who has been chained to a bed with Wuten in Baltimore with a non-pencil washer.
Well, that wasn't a rumor. We had photographic evidence. Yeah, that was photographic evidence. I still have the picture of the dildo.
You have that picture?
Yeah.
Oh my god, send that to me. I think I've lost that picture.
I still have the picture of the dildo.
I'm gonna put it on my Christmas card.
I'll post it in the Not Safe for Work chat after this.
Perfect. Oh my god. Okay. That just made my night. And there's a lot of good things happening tonight. All right, number 6. Which of your projects with a written video producer audio only do you think is the most underrated? What do you think was misunderstood by it, and why is it Sonic Boom?
These are really fucking good questions.
Empty plot filler.
Ironically,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Daring Douche because
Really?
there was a lot of a lot of work that went into that audio production that I don't think a lot of people pick up on. Whether it was the story itself or just little effects here and there. With with Sonic Boom, ironically enough, I think that is the most overrated of my projects because, uh, let's be honest, I wrote that story in 2012. It was very much just wish fulfillment. If I went back and I wrote it again, I would have written it very differently.
I absolutely hear you. Like anything of my old stuff that I like, that's part of the reason I can't bring myself to finish like Office Love is that every time I try to read the first 3 chapters, it's like, what the fuck is this? This is so bad.
It's also part of why when I started up writing again, I was working on I think I showed Ravage this Under the Shell. I was trying to start up like continuing on from that story, and I ended up just setting it aside because I had written that back in like 2015, and already there were a lot of like story elements that I would not have gone with going forward. And so, yeah, very similar situation there.
I'm somewhat curious in audio productions, or at least when you're releasing them. Do you find that there's a certain point of manipulation or effort that you put in that you begin to get diminishing returns on? Like, there's a part where the general audience begins to not appreciate everything that you're doing.
To a certain extent, yes. You'll find that I don't put nearly as many sound effects of very specific things in my works, like footsteps or general ambience of like outdoors, bird chirping, et cetera, et cetera. I don't put that in because it's usually underneath. It usually has music underneath it as well.
Yeah.
And having those two things clash doesn't. It makes it not quite worth the effort of going out, getting the footage of outdoor sounds and putting that in. And so that's one of those things where I sort of pulled back from doing that in favor of using music instead.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Then the next sort of question is, what does it feel like? How did it restart? What did it feel like finally finishing Daring Douche? I know there were some losses along the way, so I ask this question with respect and understand if not everything can be answered.
It was a catharsis like none other. I remember when I was working on it, on like the final chapter, I was recording with Kate Bug, and then I recorded separately with Pegasus Pitch, who was the voice of Anon. And at the end of it, we finally we got all the lines done, and then I was like, "All right, we're done. What'd you think?"
Oh no!
And then it was like, because specifically Kate Bug, she had been working on this since 2015. Pegasus Pitch came on a little bit later. I think it was like 2017, 2018. And so his was much more like, oh, it was cool to see like just reading all the other stuff that was happening at the time. But with Kate, it was like she had been with this story since the beginning. She had gone through she was living in New York at the time. She moved at the time. She completely separate living situations between starting and finishing. And it was it was kind of nice to sort of reflect on that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then final question from Empty Plot Filler is not a question, but thank you for all your contributions and quality work. You helped make some very shitty days and dark times more tolerable. So please have a drink with me. Toast. Spaghetti.
Oh. Aw. Salud.
I will drink to that.
Yeah. I will
And
too.
now I will pass the next set of questions over to a fellow bartender. RK Striker JK5 has questions. Nigma, can you handle those?
RK Striker?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Oh wow, there's so many questions.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know if I can.
They're incredibly appropriate, so I figured you could probably handle them with if you had company.
What is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
Well, 10 years ago, I would have told you it was Star Wars.
Oh no!
Same. God,
But
I feel that.
nowadays, non-MLP franchise, my favorite one. It's probably gonna be a toss-up between XCOM and Final Fantasy.
Ooh.
One or the other.
Why not
It's kind of a toss-up depending on what I'm feeling like, especially for the music.
combine them?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Final Fantasy.
I got a follow-up then. Do you have the original Final Fantasy VII?
No, I don't. I don't have a PS2. I don't have a PlayStation.
No. I mean, even if you have a computer, it's on
Oh.
Steam.
No, I don't.
If you ever get it, I highly recommend modding it. It has a great soundtrack that somebody attached to it.
Ooh, sounds good. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Enigmatic Otaku, you were a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
No.
I did a ping of milk.
All right. Number 2. Have you ever done anything for a non-MLP franchise?
I have, following up on the XCOM comment.
Nah.
I did a voice acting for a international voices mod for XCOM 2.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, it died when I was halfway done recording, but I did, in fact, do recording for XCOM 2 mod voices. I also did some Walla voices, so like voices that you'd hear in the background of like just regular NPCs for Fallout 4's Sim Settlements mod.
Yeah.
So those are kind of two of the big ones that I've been in.
I wonder if I have that one. I gotta go look.
Mm-hmm. If you're, additionally, if you are a fan of Civilization 5,
Ooh.
I am.
There's a mod on Steam for Kekistan. I did the voice. I did the narration for the little intro for that mod. That's me on my Blue Yeti back in the day.
10 out of 10.
You did it. You're Mr. Kekistan.
I am Mr. Kekistan.
What is your opinion on the Blue Yeti, especially for people who are just getting started?
It is a $120 toy. It doesn't provide what you need for what you're paying for. It is quite overpriced. My suggestion, if you're wanting to get into voice acting specifically, if you're just wanting to have a microphone that you can just do like, you just hop on and do like YouTube videos or something like that. If you're just wanting to do that, Blue Yeti's fine. But if you're wanting to do actual like voice work, voice acting, the one that I always suggest to people is the Audio-Technica 2020. That is the same price as the Blue Yeti, but it has much better capabilities in terms of the vocal range that it picks up and the quality of the recording that you're going to get.
Audio-Technica sounds like something out of Warhammer 40K.
Oh hell yeah, I love it. But yeah, the AT 2020 is often what it's just called.
But I mean, even as like a starter, like the standards and qualities have changed so much drastically from like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's almost like a baseline requirement that you get something like that.
So I'm going to commit a quick cardinal sin of streaming real quick, and it's like this is my $25 microphone for my webcam, and now
this is my $300 audio setup for recording vocals.
Hell yeah, brother.
So like you can hear, like, especially with like there's it's a lot more manageable, and I'm a lot clearer. So
hell yeah, I got mine's $600, so it's
let's
right up there with you. Let's go, baby.
I can feel your voices in the back of my eyeballs.
I feel it. It's wonderful.
absolutely.
That was definitely some good range, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Enigma. Please continue.
Okay, and number non-existent 3.
Oh, was that it? Christ.
That's all it was. That's why he was joking about like.
Okay. Well, then the next question that we are now officially beginning the things that people want Wuten to read out loud, and this has a little bit of a story.
There's a lot of these.
There's a lot of them.
The history behind this one is that at our final, I think it's our final, or at least last before airing this panel at a convention, we had Wuten as our guest, and it was the first time we weren't press, and we were like, "Fuck it, we're not going to record anything. Whoever comes to this panel gets this pleasure of listening to this." And the problem was, I think we like basically killed people in the audience with you reading this.
Yeah.
And like there was a certain je ne sais quoi in the room of people dying as you read this, but. Let's for old time's sake, could you please read Mugginy's comment?
Of course, I would be honored.
I love this.
Now listen here, buddy. I don't know what they do where you're from, but in this town, we punch ourselves in the balls before we sit down to eat. Okay? So if you're going to come up to a restaurant in this town and want to be served and eat the good food that we all eat, and this, I tell you, this is some of the best food you'll have in your life. You want to sit and be served like a gentleman in this town? You make sure you punch yourselves in the fucking balls before you go ahead and eat this food.
Amen.
And you make a damn show of it. You make sure everybody sees it, okay? You do it hard enough so that you yelp. Because if you don't, we don't like to serve people like that around here, okay? I don't know. Listen, it's not our responsibility to dictate what goes on in the rest of the world. But so long as you're in our town, so long as you're going to be staying here, so long as you're going to be walking into our businesses and asking to be served just like anybody else, you make sure you go ahead and punch yourself in the fucking balls before you take that first bite. Or else, that's going to be seen as a sign of deep disrespect. Okay? It's akin to saying grace here. You got to punch yourself in the balls before you sit down to eat. Don't matter if you're a woman or a man. If you're a woman, you punch yourself in the goddamn cooch, okay? You do it real hard. You do some damage to that cooch. I'll tell you what. Every single person in this town has a damage package because of their commitment to doing things right. Their commitment to being polite, doing the right thing, okay? Not a single one of the men in this town can get an erection anymore. And not a single one of the women in this town has been able to carry children. Because they punch themselves in their fucking privates before they sit down to eat. That's the way it's supposed to be, okay? So if you want to eat in this town, and I'm telling you again, I know I saw you take that first bite, and I saw how much you enjoyed it, and you know that food in this town is really, really good. It's high-class food. But if you're going to eat our food and be a guest in our town, you better go ahead and make sure you start punching yourself in the balls before you sit down to eat. Even when you're alone, even in your hotel room, okay? Because because the idea that someone's not punching themselves in the fucking balls before they eat. Are you kidding me? I fucking pissed blood since I was 5 years old, okay? I've been pissing fucking blood since I was 5 years old because I do what's right. So you go ahead and punch yourself in the fucking balls, okay?
Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get a hallelujah?
This got so Arthur Morgan near the end, and I really love that you did.
I was about to say that.
I'm glad
love
someone
this.
caught on to that. I'm glad someone caught on
I
to that.
adore you to this day.
Love you guys.
Chat, can you give us some seems good or pogs in the chat? Like, holy shit.
You're gonna cry, boy. Piss your pants, maybe. Maybe shit and cum.
Because let me tell you something, boy. If you ain't coming, I'm coming.
Look,
I say, you're pissing into the damn toilet, all loud and shit. You gotta piss on the side, boy.
Our artists,
gotta make it a stealth mission. Gotta make
artists in the.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man.
Artists in the audience, somebody please animate all that.
Oh God, that'd be so good.
I said the shit ain't nothing to me, man, boy.
All right. I'm gonna hand Alex's questions over to who I'm sure is their favorite member of the cast, a non-pencil.
Wait, I'm Alex's favorite?
Not even a little bit.
I didn't think so. Like, love you, Alex, baby, but I figured you were Alex's favorite, hands down, Priest.
What? No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, way. Oh, well, you know what? He can tell us. He can tell us who's the favorite. But anyway, Alex has questions for you, Wuten.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Our lovely intern, who we love very much, Alex _ asks, if I had $1 for every Barcast interview, I'd have $250, which isn't a lot, but it's cool it happened 250 times. I mean, that is kind of a lot. What are you talking about?
That's a decent amount of money.
Yeah, I think so.
That's half a PS5.
So, question number 1, where are we dropping?
We drop in, unfortunately, not in Helldivers 2 because I need to save up money for that. Next paycheck. Next paycheck. I'm going to get it.
So fucking fun.
Wait, what do you mean you're not doing a democracy?
I will be doing a democracy. But unfortunately, I have to make the money to make the democracy happen.
You will make the democracy, but first you must make the rent.
Yes, the rent. Because the democracy cannot be supported without the rent. Anyway.
True.
But yeah, next paycheck, I'm going to be getting it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that sort of answers that. Also, Priest, I was right. You're his favorite.
Oh my God.
Aww.
I know it. Ooh, what is the worst thing you've ever had in your mouth, Witten?
That's a good fucking question. You know what? I got it. So BronyCon 2019, the last BronyCon.
Mm-hmm.
I was in one of the hotel rooms with a bunch of my voice acting friends, and we were playing our Pathfinder game.
Mm-hmm.
And we had gotten hungry, and so we ordered Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
And it shipped up to the hotel room. We got our food and everything. And there was like this little ramekin thing of duck sauce. And it was just sitting there. And I think it was the DM at the time, Shadow of Cygnus, he said, Wuten, if you drink that entire ramekin of duck sauce, I'll give you a free nat 20.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
I did it. I got that nat 20, and I immediately used it in the same session.
Nice.
But that was probably the worst thing I've had in my mouth. In recent memory, at least.
Jeez.
I mean, that's intense. Don't get me wrong. I have intentionally slipped my friend a shot of soy sauce and led her to believe that it was a shot of rum. But like duck sauce.
Duck sauce.
That's a special level of vicious.
It was very slick going down.
Was it, to take a question from the chat, was it more the quantity of it?
No. It was the taste and it was the viscosity of it, because it was just like a little bit thick, just enough to where it wasn't quite water. It wasn't quite watery, but it wasn't quite like a cream. You know, it's kind of like in that middle ground where it's just like a gloop. You know, it's like swallowing a raw egg without it's like the egg white.
I think
it was cold. That was the other thing. It wasn't like hot duck sauce.
I think a little bit thick with some cream is milk's taste in men. So it all comes together.
Confirm or deny, Milk?
A little bit thick with some cream.
You know, I still remember the.
Yeah!
Yeah! There you go. There it is.
He got it. Fuck yeah.
You know, I still remember the most worst thing I've ever had, and it was something that Pencil handed to me.
Oh yeah, awful things I make people consume.
Yeah, I remember me and Flam showed up at your place, and before we even sat down, you handed us 2 shot glasses of pepperoni vodka. And you said, "Drink."
It was.
I wanted to get rid of it,
and it was great. And I got kind of a little drunk off of it. It was great. I love being a lightweight.
One could say you got a little pepped up.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, more questions for Wuten. Hey, Wuten.
Yes?
Will you sing me your favorite song from the show?
All right. Give me a second. I gotta find the lyrics.
Yay!
Wait, Wooten, is it the song where you showed up in?
No.
If you remember when you showed up in the show and we all lost our shit.
Yeah, I remember. All right.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Give me a second. One moment. Okay. All right. We're far apart in every way, but you're the best part of my day. And sure as I breathe the air, I know that we are the perfect pair. There you are.
Yeah.
Boats and hoes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Alex, you better be very grateful. How many large grapes do you think you could eat in one sitting?
Define large.
Testicle size.
Let's see.
What else was I gonna say? Come on.
I mean, if I'm just eating them like one at a time, I imagine I could eat like a decent plateful, or at least a bowlful. You know.
Why do I imagine these grapes as like very veiny?
Ew.
All right.
Would you eat the veiny grapes, Wooten?
Yes, because it's a grape. Grapes have veins.
Grapes are dead.
They're not called veins, but they have veins.
Sure.
Technically.
I think you mean vines.
Vines aren't. No, that's not.
No.
There's.
No.
I don't have time for a biology lesson.
They're called
for Enigma.
Biology? You mean botany?
I was thinking spelling.
They're called capillaries, aren't they?
I don't think so.
What? How did we get here? How did we fucking get here?
I guess I need to do surgery on a grape to find out.
Rocket Steel Mug wants to know if it's.
They did surgery on a grape.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Rock
a
is
Such an
still-
old fucking meme. Holy shit.
Ancient memes. We're ancient, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rock Cave in the chat says, "Is this cat testicle-sized grapes or horse testicle-sized grapes?"
Yes.
Wuten testicle-sized grapes, so horse-sized.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably have like a decent bowl full of them.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, it doesn't say you have to swallow them whole, so I mean, I could, if they're too big or something, I could just like bite into one.
Yeah, we're not gargling grapes here.
Yeah, we're not gargle. We don't need to gargle grapes. Also, you could. I mean, y'all know me. I've got a big mouth. I could probably fit one or two in there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You gotta channel your inner chipmunk.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Anyway, hey Wooten, tell me a funny joke.
A funny joke?
A funny joke.
Okay. A sandwich walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here."
Oh,
Big
God.
sigh.
How did the sandwich walk in? It's food.
So a dyslexic man walks into a bra.
Walks into a bra. Good.
My God.
Well, that's the questions from Alex. Good job, Alex. I'll hand it back to you, Priest.
I'm going to hand it over to our resident deep voice sexy man, Flam, for Soaring's questions.
Ayo.
Oh, why, thank you. All right. So, Soren says, it's time. First off, welcome to the Barcast. You're awesome, and I hope you realize that. Secondly, here are my questions/requests. 1. What inspires you to create the videos you create?
At first, it was creativity. Now it's spite. I want to see my audience. I want to see how far they'll go.
How far they'll go?
How far they'll go?
Stick with you.
How far they'll stick with me into the throes of degeneracy. But in reality, it's just like I enjoy creating things. It is cathartic to me. I like making things that sound good and making things that make people smile and also come.
No. Beautiful. Beautiful inspiration. And 2, where the hell is Carmen Sandiego currently, and why is she not in San Diego, California?
What wasn't that show? Wasn't that show recorded in like New York?
I don't.
Oh God, I don't know
ori-
either.
The original
Like the
or
original?
the remake?
I think the original. Wasn't it in New York City?
I'm looking.
I'm pretty sure it was New York City. Was like the recording studio that was recorded at. So the reason for that is, in fact, because she's in New York City.
Well, there you have it, folks.
There you have it. God.
And that leads us into 3. I need you to tell me your top 3 favorite bands of all time. Don't ask why.
Ooh, okay. This answer is going to kind of fluctuate a bit depending on what I'm interested in at the time. But either Dropkick Murphys or Flogging Molly.
Oh,
one or the other. Let's see. Old Five Finger Death Punch.
Yes.
Specifically old. You
specifically old. Yes. And going back a little bit here, Iron Maiden.
Yo.
Priest is happy.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Those are some quality choices, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, we're not supposed to ask why, apparently. So number 4, I see you posted a news story on the site. I saw that too. And what drew you back into writing horse words?
Horse words. So I have wanted to get back into writing for a decent while now, just as something to do, because I haven't written for MLP in quite some time. I've been doing a lot of writing for my D&D campaigns, but I wanted to sort of channel that back into my roots, right? And I got the idea. I was rewatching season 2 a while back, and I saw it was literally Luna eclipsed, the Halloween episode. I was watching through that and I was like, huh. You know what? I could do something with this. So I just started brainstorming on like a notepad document, and I was like, okay, Anon's got to be in here somewhere. I've got to make it interesting.
As one does.
Yes, as one does. I've got to make it interesting somehow. What if he knew Luna in the past and had just come back? But then that got me into like, okay, but how does she feel about this? Were they lovers?
They were roommates.
They were roommates. And then I was like, okay, this is good. And I knew that I couldn't make it Celestia, because she would be much more calm about the situation. And I thought to myself, this has to be Luna. And then, because, he left on like the eve of their wedding, and that caused her to snap and become Nightmare Moon. And then he comes back 1,000 years later, and shit goes down. And that was literally my thought process to start writing.
I could hear you getting more and more excited with it as you came up with ideas, which is the best kind of writing.
It is the best kind. And I continued like brainstorming things. I was like, okay, how's he gonna get immortality? Because obviously he can't live for 1,000 years. Fucking alchemy, potions, zebras, all that shit. And then, it kind of all just came together at the end. And now I believe it's still at the top of the feature page on the front page. Hell yeah.
Is it really?
It is. It is.
Congrats.
Hell yeah.
Give it some love, lads. Give it some love. You know the Barcast bump. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I already did. I can't
Definitely.
do it.
And it is always that type of excited inspiration that really just produces some magical works, man.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, how am I going to do this? Oh, I'm excited. I actually can't wait to get my fingers on the keyboard type of thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
I just hope I can give it a good and satisfying ending, because I know that I don't have a good track record with that with a bunch of my other stories. We'll see.
That's okay. Endings are the hardest part of writing, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I know I usually have more of an ending in mind, but I will say my issue is I'm much more of a starter than a finisher. And I have.
Lol, that's what she said.
Lol.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. None of you disappointed.
I'm a shower, not a grower.
Hilariously, that could be also applied to writing anyway.
Yeah.
Number 5. Oh, I am so sorry for this, Wuten. Please read this comment out loud and then tell famous last words how disappointed you are in him.
Oh no. Oh, it's time. I remember this comment. Wuten,
right.
you don't know.
I think it's fair to say that we're skipping the emojis.
I mean,
and not saying the emojis out loud.
Hey, you don't tell Wuten what to do. Wuten can do whatever he wants.
That's fair.
For posterity's sake, I will skip the emojis. But
fair enough.
I will give it my best impression.
I believe in you.
This comment section has done nothing but bring me down as a person. Every day I come in here and all you do is show me down, insult me, hurt me with your words, and do nothing but harm me emotionally, physically, mentally, and I just can't take it any longer. This server is so abusive and toxic, it's crazy. No one even realizes how disgusting all of your behaviors are. Every single time I talk out of words and just... Wait, fuck, I lost my place.
I don't blame
Every
you.
time
Good luck.
I talk out, type, I'll even do anything, I'll interact with anyone in the server, everybody just goes against me and gangs up on me like a pack of wolves and just attacks me, and I didn't do anything to deserve these attacks and these hurtful words. I literally just try to be nice to everybody, but nobody even wants to be in my shoes, and nobody ever tries to sympathize with me and see where I'm coming from. All of you just see me as the enemy and as the bad guy that's trying to ruin the server or something. When really I'm just trying to spread positivity.
Tears in my eyes.
You guys act like I'm some kind of virus or disease, constantly casting me out so much, making me feel so left out and so alone in this server. It's fucking driving me insane. I feel mental and I feel like a weirdo just being around all of you because of how you treat me. At this point in time, I've given up on trying again and ever becoming any of your friends because I just know your feelings towards me clearly.
Oh my god.
My cheeks are numbing. My cheeks are numbing.
You're almost done.
I'm almost done.
In 90s cartoons.
I know all of you hate me and never want to be around me again. I'll never have anything to do with me. It's clear that you all think I'm a joke and that I'm stupid, idiotic, and boring. It's so mean because I really don't do anything to you guys, but you always act like you hate me, and it makes me feel so confused because I don't know what I did to deserve it. I feel like I should just leave because clearly nobody wants to be around me, and everyone would be happier if I left. Anyway, so I'll just go, and I hope all of you find happiness in life. And I'm sorry for all the troubles I've ever put any of you through. I give up. Goodbye.
Amazing.
Oh,
As a quick,
fucking god.
As a quick consolation, are y'all aware of the quick lore behind that copy pasta?
I have no idea what the lore behind that is.
It's very quick. TLDR. It was run through an UU generator, obviously, but the original copy pasta was exactly without the UU generator, but it was found in a mutual, not the one that I'm in, even though that sounds suspicious as fuck, furry server.
I ain't a furry, but
yeah. So, but yeah, apparently in 7 servers, someone found that in a server they were in. It was just someone who was just complaining about all the other furries that were there, and they felt like, judged or whatever, and it was funny as fuck. It was a gigantic copy pasta, and suddenly we just started posting all of that in our server as a copy pasta to every little transgression or every little inconvenience. So that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So, Wuten, people in chat are saying you cut out for 5 minutes. You're gonna have to repeat all that.
No.
No. That's I do have to step away, but that's a perfect spot for me to do so. I'm so glad I got to hear that.
Hell yeah.
Wuten, I love you.
I love you too, Pencil.
Talk to you soon, please.
All right. See you in a bit.
See you, Pencil.
See
ya, Pencil. At that moment, this is a great time for us to recoup, grab ourselves a drink, and talk a little bit about horse rescue charity, which all of our profits and proceeds go to. We'll keep it short because we still have so much. Yeah, go ahead, like by all means. For those who don't know, 100% of our podcasts, the profits and proceeds for the last almost decade has gone to Red Wings Horse Sanctuary in mid California. We could have done something dumb and gotten like ads for like terrible online services, like insert bad therapy here, or insert food box service that doesn't actually taste good, or bad cereal. But instead, we subscribe. We give 100% of our money to a horse named Little Bit that the viewers and listeners voted on, and we supported them for a very long time. We have donated, thanks to them, in our rough estimation, over $10,000 to them over the time that we have been a podcast.
Hell yeah.
And so that is our impact on the world, and it's all thanks to your guys' donations and your guys' help. Watching the ads, not using ad block, donating to our Patreon, and so much. That said, if you guys want to support our endeavors, go ahead and check out our Patreon. You can gift bits, and we'll read out the highest bit donator in the middle of the cast. And without further ado, we can get back to it. I just need to do. Looks like we're talking about possibly bringing on a special guest.
A special.
Is it John Cena?
Let me see.
I think that's the green light. I think we're going to bring a special guest on.
Hell yeah. All right.
Can you introduce our special guest a little bit, Wuten, as we get ready?
But of course, it is none other than my partner in crime, my partner in clop, my partner in love, Bree Lizzie T.
Yay!
And I will just get her a server invite. That off. Let's get that.
You know, your partner in Clop sounds like you both need to get yourself tested.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
It'll be a little different because now our questions are going to be directed at both you guys.
All right. Hell yeah.
But that said, we do have some more stuff that we need to read, so it's going to be some. And while we're working on this, I want to thank Empty Plot Filler for the gift sub, Empty Plot Filler for the 1,000 bits, and Alex for the 250 bits.
Damn, y'all on it tonight.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Hello.
Brian Lizzie, welcome to the cast. Oh no, mic problems.
Double check your input. Here, I'll swing over there real quick and see if I can get that going.
It's all good. I believe in y'all. It's all good.
So how about them Bears?
I mean, I personally am a fan of Bears. I mean, I always thought Milk was pretty good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Also, you're not on mute, so.
I unmuted myself, so there, they can hear me for once.
Yay!
I made sure to push the button. I can see that it's registering my voice.
Yay! Alex wants to know when's the next karaoke stream. Oh my god!
It was yesterday. You missed it. Sorry.
It's true.
Yeah.
I remember the karaoke badly synced streams. That was some shit.
It was absolutely some shit, literally and figuratively.
It worked so much better when we were all in the same hotel room and we could actually sync ourselves to the voice.
Mm.
Oh, good times. Good times. Ooh, there was a pop.
You know what? I'm going to give you a headset to work with. I figured out what was wrong. I need to give her a headset real quick.
It's all good. Hey, Enigma.
Yes, you rang.
Hell jump.
I misheard you. Did you say hell jump?
No, tell a joke.
I would, but I don't think I could say my whole life story in this short amount of time.
Oh, that was actually pretty good. That was actually a good joke. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. That was funny. Thank you, Gio, for the 200 bits. Hey, Flam. What war have you been learning about recently?
I haven't actually, other than playing Helldivers and learning about the Galactic War, any real one. When's the last? Well, no. When I go for my walks, the last thing I've listened to was just deep dives on the Franco-Prussian War.
The Franco-Prussian War?
And no,
James
yesterday
Franco?
I actually listened. Yes, yesterday I listened to a deep dive on the Schleswig-Holstein Wars. Yeah, there we go.
What side did the most war crimes?
That's a good fucking question. Probably all of them.
Oh my gosh! Thank you everyone for the 5 tier 1 subs. This is huge. Thank you so much for supporting our endeavors and making us look like a somewhat legitimate business.
And I meant that literally. Prussia probably did because they were invading Denmark, and then Denmark is just because, well, you're living in Denmark. That's a war crime. So
True.
What is the citizen name for a person who lives in Denmark?
Dane.
Dane?
Yes. Or Danish.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the Danishes you eat.
Yes. Someone who is from Denmark is a Dane.
But I'm the Dane of White Rum.
Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
What else?
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like, everyone is getting tier 1 subs right now.
No. Look, I was washing my hands, okay? Now I can talk fully. I'm alone.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Here we go.
I can... No, Ben?
We're doing it live. Okay. Couldn't get her connected there, but she's just going to join me in the room here.
Hooray!
Radio.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you prefer Bree or Ivory?
Bree. Bree's fine.
Okay, Bree. Okay, cool. Well, last time on Barcast, we had a bunch of questions. And now we're going to direct the questions towards both of you guys. The next question is, can you guys teach us how to multi, and can I multi her? This is in reference to Call of Duty maps.
Oh, you know what? Funnily enough, I never actually played Call of Duty back in the day.
Yeah, I saw no idea.
The only thing I ever did was I played World at War. I played the zombie maps with my younger brother, but he was the one that always like got into the
Competitive
competitive stuff. Yeah.
And I usually play solo games. I'm not really much of a multiplayer.
Yeah.
All right, then how much? In to put a number on it, how much Baldur's Gate 3?
Unfortunately, he owns the game and it's on his computer, so I haven't been able to relish in it myself, even though I've wanted to.
I have a suggestion. I wanted
to.
Let me see. How many hours?
Do you have the game on Steam?
Like 11 hours roughly.
That's
not a lot.
Wasn't much at all.
Not a lot. I'm still in like the first little area, but you know, it's 5e. I'm not much of a fan of 5e personally, but you know what? That's okay.
What's 5e?
5th edition D&D.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us your biggest creative inspirations and tell us why?
Trauma, and because obviously
For me, let's see. Creative inspiration. You know what? Quentin Tarantino.
Oh
No.
shit!
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice choice.
Mhm.
Which scenes? The scenes where he's always has some woman's foot in his mouth, or
No.
Nor.
Just how he writes dialogue specifically.
Yeah, his dialogue, some real gourmet shit.
Right?
or how about those scenes where people hold more blood in their body than they should?
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. All right.
Bree, how about you?
Well, to give a more real answer, because the first one was a half joking, half not. There's not one particular person that gives me a lot of inspiration. I'd say just generally creative people can foster that creative flow and that sort of freedom to explore that a lot of other avenues of life don't. So I'm very grateful for that.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. I have stolen these questions from Flam enough. I apologize. I've caught myself. Would you like to pick it back up with number 8, Flam?
Oh, sure. If you would like me to continue reading.
Please continue. I did not mean to steal from you.
Sounds good. And that means we're on number 8. So, whatever the drinking word is picked for this, I need you to rhyme it with something that would make even Muggany squirm. If you can't, please allow Flutter Priest to rhyme it for you.
Well, I mean the drinking word I think was Wuten and spaghetti, right?
What rhymes with spaghetti? Forgetty?
Confetti.
Yeti?
Confetti.
That's actually a great one.
That's a good one. She's very good at that.
I'm quick with the
Upsetty?
rhymes.
But something that'll make him squirm.
Squirm.
Don't be upsetty and don't you forgetty.
I don't
The best I would be able to come up with is something involving confetti.
Oh, confetti.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that one South Park episode where I think it was Martha Stewart put confetti in her canal and then queefed it out, and it was like
my
a big colorful explosion.
And
It
she
was
goes,
great.
it's a good thing.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
It quite literally was confetti.
Yep. Let's see.
I can't think of any more legitimate words that rhyme with spaghetti,
Spaghetti,
confetti. Yeah. Brown apple Betty?
Whoa, Black Betty.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Love it.
All right. I'll say that's the best attempt, and we move right along then.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Confetti. There you go.
There you go. Number 9. Ooh, this is always a great question. What's your story writing process, and how does that differ from your video making process? And is there any overlap?
Yeah, this is going to be a fully Wooten question.
Yeah.
I'm not really much of a story writer. I write poetry and song lyrics occasionally.
Yeah.
I do love writing, though.
Yeah. Honestly, I went into my process for the most recent story, but for video making, honestly, that one's a bit more tedious. It's not quite as glamorous as just, writing, creating a story. There's a lot of technical aspects that are going to be a lot different. I think the overlap that I could find with both of them is you want to have a good voice for the narrative in both story and video making. And so you want to make sure that your story is able to be read easily enough, but you do a little purple prose here and there. I'm guilty of it plenty. But with video, you also want to have a good enough voice that you're able to keep the attention of the listener. And so I think that's where a good overlap is of both.
No, that makes perfect sense to me. Yeah. Mine is pretty much there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. These are the specific events I want to have happen. Vomit and meander the way I see fit that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then promptly forget some of my own canon because I'm stupid.
Based.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Number
yeah.
10. Voice acting is your forte. And I would be ashamed if I didn't ask you what got you into it. Oh, and please narrate it as if you were Princess Celestia trying to teach Twilight something. Trust me, it'll be funny.
Well, my little ponies. It all started in a magical land known as 4chan.
Oh no.
I started posting these little voice snippets using a website called Vocaroo. And they would be little narrations of these little short green text stories. And I would get absolutely shit on. But I used that shit to make myself better. And thus did from tiny little seeds, tiny little acorns, doth a giant tree grow.
That tree was his dick.
Woo! It's so true.
Verily, sister, did you have to resort to such crass language to convey your point?
Yes. It
It
conveys it quite distinctly, don't you agree?
Indeed, I doth declare you based, as the young ones say.
Bree now.
But am I, what they say, red-pilled as well?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, stop. No politics!
For me as well.
You know,
you can peel this flank any day, sister.
Let's do Bree too.
Okay.
Yeah. So how did you get into voice acting?
Well, once upon a time, I used this magical device known as a television. And on this television, I watched this really old, ancient, old movie. Powerpuff Girls 2000.
Oh,
And as
hey.
I gazed upon this movie, I clicked through the menus and I found it. Behind the voice, what was this? I was merely 7 years old. What could this possibly have meant? I looked upon it and I saw 3 grown human women, fully dressed in casual garb, seemingly pajamas, shrieking like little girls. Or, fillies. And I thought, wow, I hate being a princess. I want that job where I can just arrive in my pajamas and shriek like a silly little filly all day and night.
And that's how I knew I wanted to be a voice actor since I was 7 years old.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
This
You know,
is
for
just
some-
a fucking whiplash of the best kind, and I'm adoring it.
You know,
Hell yeah. It's so
for
good.
some-
And the next question is this fucking Windigs? Oh yeah, it is. This is my last.
translated up there for you.
Yeah, I see that. This is my last question. It's all in Windigs. I need you to be clear. I need you to be quick with this. It's important. Can you explain to the audience why Spitfire is the best pony? Thank you.
No.
Base.
Whole milk zone.
Yeah, what else?
Drink it through a straw.
In a fucking of gas, drink it through a straw!
God.
Yes, very quite
Fucking
so.
trip.
do you think
Ah.
that's their bedroom talk right there?
Oh god.
Oh yeah,
I
does
can-
that get you going, Wooten?
It gets me going.
Jessica's band voices from the bedroom is all I'll say because of reasons.
Jizzing from a straw.
No, apparently there's what I consider there is what I consider a little bit of a lack of appreciation when I break out my best Goofy impression.
Of course.
Gosh, you want to get hooked?
I'll do it again.
My cock is engorged.
But I did it.
But I did it.
Guilty.
All right. The next one, we can make this a tag team effort. As I found a copy pasta leading up to the week of this podcast. I was like, oh my god, we got to get professional VAs to read this. It's just the copy pasta of all time.
Wait,
so
is
please.
Oh god. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be great.
If you lovely people could tag team this, could you please do a read of this?
So I'll do the narration. Bree, you do the voices.
All right.
All right.
Jeez.
Okay. Here we go. Serena wasn't like most girls who have vaginas. On this day, as she walked into the coffee shop, she giggled shyly as her boobs got stuck in the door.
Yeah?
Her light linen shirt showed her neep-nops as the sun shone on her skin-covered body. And from across the way, he couldn't help but notice.
She has eyes.
Curtis thought to himself.
But not too many.
While she stood in line, he covertly checked her butt, round, and not covered in any centipedes. His simple gaze made her mossy bank call out in a rush of liquid. Not like a river, but more like what you'd accidentally pee a little. Her vagina, alerting her to his presence, said,
Yo, check out the fox!
As she turns, and their eyes met. His penis moved as she shot her sex beans into his head through her eyes and into his head. He didn't know it yet, but this was the beginning of his greatest adventure in regional small appliance sales. She walked to his table and sat down. Her vagina belched. He found her giggle intoxicating as she lowered her eyes and said, His penis sang a little song in reply to her vaginal call.
Did AI write this?
This is one of the new hot copy pastas for men writing women. So this is, I felt like it was important to share.
Brilliant. I love it. That was certainly a story of all time.
This is like Stella tries to write sex.
Yes.
This is exactly that, honestly. And you know what? Now I have a desire to make another story with her. I'm noting things down.
All right. Up next, we have Lunar Gaze asking some questions, or a question. Can they have a hug?
So Bree is going to get a chair. You found one? Okay. I will say that you guys know me. You guys know how huggy I am at cons.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So Lunar Gaze, if you ever go to a con and you come up to me and you say, Hi, can I have a hug? Yes, of course, you can have a hug.
That's what I did, and I became his romantic partner.
Yeah, that's how this started.
Yay.
Sex beans at his crotch, and it just the rest was history. We did it, you know.
Yeah. That's how you captured him. Understood.
Yeah, like a Pokeball, but with sex beans.
Yes.
Beams, whatever it was.
Sex beans.
Yeah, beans.
And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
And that's how I met Jack and the giant beanstalk.
Can confirm, it's a giant beanstalk.
Were those beans the boys were looking for at 4 a.m.?
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the cum of an Englishman.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Was there a
Mm.
question that was asked before that I wasn't present for?
Nope, it was just, can you have a hug?
Oh.
Yeah, squeeze.
Rav, you're up next. Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Alrighty. What's a question you wish people would ask you?
God, that's a good question.
How I managed to masturbate with a chapstick once upon a time.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Nice.
Is this story time? Because I want story time.
Well, it could be, but it involves, me as a minor, so I'm not going to tell it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have a specific story. I remember when I was in high school, without any specific details at all. There was one girl, and she liked to keep a granola bar for emergency situations.
Oh no.
And yeah, that's where it was. And once we were at the table, we were like, "Prove it!" And so she pulled it out.
Flash purse?
Yes.
In her hot pocket?
Yes.
In her clamshell?
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
And so then, even though she pulled it out, we were like, "No, there's no way. That was just like in your underwear or something." And she goes, "No, touch it."
No.
So I did. It was warm and moist, and so that
this girl did not have social anxiety. Social anxiety had this girl. Like that. Social anxiety fears this woman.
What I can't manage to understand is like, how did the edges of the wrapper not hurt or sting or cause paper cuts on the flesh? Seriously.
Oh, it was takedown.
Wait, hang on. Wait, do you mean that it wasn't in the canal, but it was like against?
No,
the outside?
it was in the canal.
Oh, well then, yeah, my question still stands. How did they not cut themselves?
It was
accidentally?
taped down.
Maybe she powered through it.
Taped down.
She learned from experience and learned to tape it down.
As in keep the edges down. I get it now. I thought you meant like put it inside and then taped the opening, like it can't get out.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow.
She did the character building
horrifying.
exercises.
Just in case, second hymen.
Goodness. All right. So to answer the question of what I wish people would ask me.
Which would probably be way tamer than I just said.
Yes. What did you have any inspiration before starting voice acting to act? And the answer to that is my great-great-grandfather ran a radio station in Missouri, and he did a proper recording of War of the Worlds.
Oh.
And yeah, I listened to that when I was like 14, 15, and I was like, holy shit.
Was he the one?
Could I do that? Could I do that?
Very cool.
Evidently, yes. Yes, I could.
Damn, all right. I think you're the first person to ever put a story to that question.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Well, here's one you should enjoy. If you were the protag of a displaced fic, what would it be about, and who would you be unlucky enough to be?
Unlucky enough.
So elaborate a bit on what a displaced fic is.
So displaced is, imagine you're going to PonyCon dressed as Superman. Well, all of a sudden you are Superman and you're in Ponytown.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, like an isekai?
Kind of.
Yeah, it is more or less an isekai, but you are somebody else. You are not yourself that when you get ported over to wherever.
Wait, so you're also not a character from Equestria, just to be clear.
You're whoever you were dressed up as at the time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it could be anybody. It could be literally anybody. But specifically, I'm asking who would be the worst person possible for you to be transported into Equestria?
A zombie with one arm.
Brandy from Brandy and Mr. Whiskers, if anyone remembers that.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I actually don't know this.
Well, Brandy could get along with Rarity. They're both like.
Brandy would be probably very, very okay with the situation, but
very unlucky. But
but Mr. Whiskers would just be a lost cause and also diabolically nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. I've noticed a trend of they always pair blondes with big-nosed idiots like Billy and Mandy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Rennie and
So,
Mr.
so
Whiskas.
this is a cartoon that aired on Disney. I think it was Disney XD specifically. And it's a story about how this like highfalutin blonde dog gets like accidentally dropped off in this forest where she meets Mr. Whiskers, who is a rabbit, and they're very much opposites, and it's just going through the shenanigans of them like going through meeting the different jungle creatures and befriending them and their shenanigans. It's a very like easily digestible story. It was like perfect tween brain rot, if you want to think of it like that. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so familiar. I'd have to see like a screenshot or something.
Here,
from it.
I'll
I probably
find
do
one.
know it, but
Yeah.
Here,
well, speaking of an interesting dynamic, I'll go ahead and move to my next question.
Okay.
And now that both of you are here, I'm gonna have to figure out how the hell I'm supposed to say this.
You can say it however you want
All
to.
right.
We're
I'll
both
just
very open.
I'll just read it
Fine.
straight then. If your
Yeah, yeah.
significant other could be any size at all, such as a lady demi dami mommy or a short stack goblin, what size do you prefer being?
Me, Lady Demi Dami Mommy, because I am big.
Nice.
What size would you like to be?
I would also just straight up. Wait, would I like to be,
Yes,
or would
be.
I like?
Would you like to be?
Any
size at all.
Any size at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like that I'm 5 feet, but if I got to choose, I'd want to be a Lady Dimitrescu size woman.
Yeah.
Like, I'd want to be like very strong,
9
very
foot and
proportionate,
scary.
Yeah,
Look.
I want to be terrifying. I want
Like-
I want people to quake in their fucking boots when they see me walk by.
Look, you could just tower over.
I already do that, but you know what? Fine by me.
I'll tell you one time I was at the mall, and it was such a weird uncanny valley situation, but I was walking by, and then in my peripheral vision I spot someone's thigh next to my eye level, and I'm like, no way, no, absolutely no way. And I whip my head around, and I see this absolute giant of a woman walking past me, and I'm like, what? Like I was like jaw dropped. I was staring for probably a little bit too long, and I was just like, wow, don't stare, look away. Wait, okay, well, one quick glance just to prove to yourself that it happened. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, let's keep moving.
Ooh, Nelly. Yeah.
Look at the plus side. If you were like taller than Wuten, and you could just look down at Wooten, and Wooten will look up at you, and he'll raise his arms up, and he'll go, upsies.
Puppies, please.
I will say I had a similar experience back in college. Our volleyball team was walking out from practice, and there was one girl who I swear to God was probably 6'6", 6'7", and she was like probably 70% legs. I'm not even joking, but they looked like, but they were like Chun-Li-esque legs, and I had no will of my own. I stared disrespectfully. Like I was like, oh my God.
You walk up to her and go, "Can you crush my head, please?"
I was in no realm of a zip code of confident at that time. So I just stared disrespectfully for like 3 seconds and then moved along. But I was just like, God damn, today was a great day.
Travel with me. I'm pocket size, please.
Here,
I'm 5'9". I ain't pocket size, but goddamn, that would
be a backpack.
Yeah.
Be like, you can wear me.
Can I carry your equipment for you?
I'm flexible. I'll be your belt, please.
No, please. Here, I'm signing the waiver that'll like no legal ramifications will happen to you. Just please.
Can you just sling me over your shoulder like a cave woman, please and thank you?
I love a woman who can actually just kill me.
I need a woman who will actually just fucking kill me.
Just fucking kill me. I want us to be different people when we walk out that door.
And I want it to scare the shit out of me.
Scare the shit out of me. God.
Yeah, as in you'll be squished 4 inches shorter.
Hell yeah, baby.
So what's this fourth question then?
All right. If lambs, would you a moth bone?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd
mean,
prefer
they're
to
so
fuck
fluffy.
a backbone though. Let's see.
All right. If you do you read, write, or narrate, cuddle, or cuddle or wholesome clop?
I'll let him answer and then I'll answer.
Rarely.
Rarely?
Very rarely.
You like fluffy stuff, fluffy.
Very,
fluffy,
very
fluffy.
rarely.
I usually don't feel the need to look up like intense fluff because like what I just go on for a second and then I just get bored and I'm like nothing's happening. Like there's no conflict, there's no nothing that's going wrong or at least anything that is remotely an obstacle for anyone and it just becomes boring fast for me personally.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Oh no, that's fair. That's fair.
And also I'm just a kinky little shit, so you know.
Yep.
I need to not have fluff in my life. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just hard edges everywhere.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I like angst either. It's not like I go on the opposite side of the spectrum, but I at least like not extreme fluff.
Some
substance. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate that I can actually plug my story for this.
Oh my god.
Yes, there
Plug
is a
it
little
in,
bit of
plug it
conflict
in.
into Floofapap, and it is exactly Cuddle Clop.
Wow.
Ooh.
I hate
wow.
Do you think?
I know this is the second podcast in a row that I've done this, but it actually applies here.
You're gonna earn Enigma's check out my Patreon like
Except I'm not pushing my Patreon. Hell, I haven't even logged into that in months. If not probably a year or more. So yeah, no, I'm not plugging a Patreon. I'm not that desperate. I am actually that desperate. I'm not. Moving right along.
Do you guys think that if a bat pony were to go down on a girl, they could echolocate?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
So
Continue, Rob.
All right. Yeah, no, I had no follow up for that. Which Friendship is a Magic Pony is your favorite MILF?
Ooh.
Okay, pony, not any other creature.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's like main 6 MILF plus like
Hey,
any
no
that
one
are shown.
isolated it to main 6.
Okay.
No one
fair enough,
isolated it
fair
to
enough.
main 6. I can choose whoever I want.
I just want to remind you all that
Inky Rose.
Oh.
the secretary to
Tony.
Celestia.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Or just because she's an absolute bitch and I love her for it, Strawberry Sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I drawing
Is she a
blanks on
MILF?
these names?
Well,
Is she a MILF?
oh, do you mean like is she an actual mother? Like with
I
children?
I
No.
Okay, fair enough.
But
Yeah.
since when did we start using milk literally?
Oh, her.
Yeah, no, I don't always use it literally. I usually use it for like MILF energy. So
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
In that case, definitely Strawberry Sunrise is.
Was someone saying that they didn't know who Strawberry Sunrise was?
She's the one who
it
argued
was
with
me,
it. Yeah.
wasn't? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
No,
no, I got it actually
like
right,
that.
but I
she's the
remembered
one
right just
who's-
before you post that. Yeah.
She's like, if you mean good at being disgusting.
It's
Oh my
You do that
god.
really well. You do that really well.
But fellas,
Very good at it.
Thank you.
Very good at it.
Thank you.
but
I
fellas,
would not be able to tell the difference between you and the original voice actress if you did a side by side.
You flatter me.
Okay, but fellas, you're forgetting the best MILF. You're forgetting Observe.
Are we forgetting?
Observe?
No,
yeah.
no, absolutely not. I do not like that character. No,
Uh-huh.
She
no.
has built-in socks.
Look at the
Mm.
face.
No.
That face just says it's okay. I was sold when
That
she
face
made
says
that
I'm into
face.
butt stuff.
No,
It
the best pony MILF is Stella's mom because I made her. I will not elaborate further.
Based.
You could Chad
Incestuous,
post.
nice.
All right. Let's see. I don't know if we've covered this in its entirety, but we'll go ahead and shoot it again. Who's your favorite princess from Friendship is Magic?
Ooh, Celestia.
Do Dragon Lords count?
Yes.
Oh,
I said
hey,
princess.
hey.
I did not specify which one or species, I should say.
Position of power.
Ooh, wait. Oh, you know, okay, I don't know about favorite, but I think that my mind's still on who would I fuck, you know? So I'm just like, Nova, honestly. But
Say again?
Queen Nova?
I knew it.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice.
You know,
honestly, I was half expecting you to say Princess Big Mac.
Oh my god, I forgot. Wow, yeah,
No.
yeah, that's a good
From
point.
the dream
That's a
sequence,
great
yeah.
point.
Queen Novo, she has two
What do you
sets of
mean?
different.
Orchard Blossom.
She's got two different vagoos you could choose between.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Of course, that's where you're
There's
going.
fishy and fishier.
Yeah, true.
I mean, but of the classic princesses, Princess Luna. If we're just talking
fair.
Celestia, Cadence, Twilight.
Yeah.
Celestia, yeah, Luna.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. How about your favorite object, Pony?
Pizza pone. Pizza pone.
Yes.
Pizza pone. Pizza pone.
I haven't sunk into the fandom lately and remembered who is available to pick from. I don't know.
Well, we've got Soda Pone, who's a glass bottle who refills herself with Coke or whatever. You got Pizza Pone, obviously. Then you've got Snack Pone, which is essentially just a Lamia, just without the upper half. Thing Pone, so John
anything you
Carpenter's
want it
a
to
thing,
be.
but a thing. Wasn't there a Kaiju Pone, and then they've also got the Plones, the plane ponies? So
I forgot about plane ponies.
Yeah, the ones with the minigun sticking out of their mouths and they go brrr.
Yeah.
What in the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, and I
Sure.
think some years ago I made a smoke alarm pony.
What?
I remember that.
Nice.
Yes. And it was based entirely around a story about Pencil in college having a defective smoke alarm.
Oh no.
I've got art. I'll send it to you at some point.
Hell yeah.
I want a pony made entirely out of breasts.
Breast pony, y'all.
Pony, huh?
Boob pone. Hell yeah.
So every time
Isn't
she
that
takes
just
a step,
Milky Way?
She just leaks a little.
God. Oh shit.
God.
I can't get that out of my head now.
would she be covered in like a full body bra that goes everywhere?
Oh god.
Dude, she might as well wrap herself in a trash bag at that point.
It's just a mummy.
Her eyes are okay. Has anyone ever seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember that episode when Frylock, had the eye surgery and his eyes were like boobs?
Yep. Yeah. God.
Probably.
God,
that's a memory and a half. God. All right. Asking for a friend, since bats are the superior pony, how many bats would it take to overthrow the princesses?
Just one.
Just one.
Really?
You said they're the superior pony. You just need one.
Now I'm inclined to ask how.
You just ask them nicely. Be like, can I sit there for a little bit?
1,000.
Fair enough.
Oh, a veritable army, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
You can't arrest them all.
How much
That's like fucking Area 51.
This is how protests work.
How many litters of anthrax do you think the princesses get on a daily basis?
Wait, of anthrax? What'd you say?
How many letters of anthrax?
Oh. 20?
The whole bird.
And ponies even make anthrax.
They've certainly managed to make a whole lot of other things.
No, they have hazmat suits.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do.
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah, probably like maybe 10, 20, yeah.
Look, Twilight, more nose candy.
No. Just give it a spike. Yeah, he'll be fine. Yeah, give it a spike. He'll be fine.
Twilight runs tests. Princess, this isn't cocaine. This is anthrax, huh? Well, I want more of it.
Anthrax gets him high. I want to read the story now.
Speaking of Spike.
Yes. Why is Spike the worst and everyone that likes him wrong?
I can answer that.
You can answer that?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Spike is the worst pony because he's the worst pony because he takes too much on at once, and he is so willing to pass the work off to everyone else and does not give a fuck. And he's like, oh my gosh, I overplanned. Feel sorry for me, please. I'm just a baby. And then it's like, oh, it's okay, Spike. Just don't be a little shit next time, okay? And it's like, oh, okay, I promise. And then what does he do next time? Be a little shit.
Sure.
Like, man. And also that him trying to do the Cloudsdale anthem was atrocious.
Oh my god!
yeah.
Rip him off the stage. What is anyone doing? Why did he say he could do it when he didn't know it at all? Stop acting confident when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I'm gonna be honest. It was that episode that knocked me out of watching the show for like 4 years.
Wait,
It was that
really?
episode. It was that episode.
Was it just
I
so much
don't
like an
blame you.
embarrassment? You were
Yes.
like, oh
I was
god,
like,
no.
oh god.
If there's more of this to come, I want no part of it, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
What about,
oh my
do
god.
you guys also remember that episode where he's saying about thorax? About how a changeling could
Oh
change?
god.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
did
God.
Remind
I
me that
actually
that
did a cover of
existed.
that on my channel, and I think I improved upon it because I added a lot of harmony.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I do remember that, and that was one episode that I kind of liked it, but also I get that they're trying to always make conflict happen with Spike because it's just so easy.
Easy.
It's just so easy because he's just so goddamn stupid.
Hmm.
I'm just
Fair,
shitting on
fair.
Spike right
Jesus Christ, this is a child. This is
Nobody
a
cares
small
anymore.
lizardy child.
now. Small greedy little bitch child.
Yeah.
God
I'd make a
damn.
comment, but I'd probably get us kicked off of Twitch if I did. Moving on. If you could start an interstellar war between any two factions from any universe or universes, who would they be and why? Also asking for a friend.
The Imperium from 40K and Star Wars.
Really?
Specifically the ancient Sith Empire.
Oh, good choice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't
Alright.
think
It's
the
some
Force
interesting
can.
shit.
Yeah, I don't think the Force can save you from a goddamn demi-human just barreling towards you.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to see what happens. You know, see what they come up with.
I've read a lot of books that allude to what the ancient Sith could do, and it would actually be a horrifically bloody battle.
It would be.
The actual Sith Empire, not Revan's poser asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
A real Sith.
Well, I
Yeah,
use
no, like
Force.
ancient
Well,
Sith.
They
Well-
the
made fun
guys,
of it.
they the real ones.
Yeah, no, the
Well,
ones
We
that made
talking
fun of
4,000
freaking
BBY.
Oh, he's speaking basic.
Yeah. So that's what I would choose is the ancient Sith Empire versus the Imperium of Man from 40K.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can only think of recent things, so all I can think of is the cast of Has Been Hotel. Sorry, not the voice cast, no, like the characters of Has Been Hotel, and and the 4 princesses from Equestria.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that'd be entertaining,
Yeah.
It would be.
especially since both of them can produce shields.
Mm.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I feel like it'd be fascinating.
Mm. Just to see what happens.
The battle dynamics.
Oh, I have to actually catch up on Has Been then because I don't know anything past the pilot episode.
It's really
that's
good.
Does anyone
really
have a
good.
Prime I can use?
I don't.
Answer the question.
We could probably find like an episode or two on YouTube.
More
Well,
than likely,
movie night. Future movie night. We'll do all has
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And you can
Speaking
kind of
of
glean
sounds
the
good.
plot from all the songs, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a musical, so you can glean most of the plot from the songs at that point.
Nice.
Oh, a musical. I've seen it. I've seen High School Musical. They're all.
Yeah.
I think I get it.
Exactly. Precisely.
Hey, Rap, do you mind if we ask just one more and then we get to the other people's questions since we only have 10 minutes left?
Yeah. Let's see. All right, I'll just skip to my last question then. Also asking for a friend again, how much dick do I gotta make Enigma suck to hire you and your sultry dulcet tones for a project for a friend?
I have a commission document. I have a commission form that you can fill out.
I need 10 gallons of cum, please.
You hear that?
From
Enigma?
who?
Get on it. From anybody you can get it from, boy.
You're going to take some donations.
Get to work.
Get to work, boy.
Does it have to be single estate cum, or can it be multiple estates?
You made a deal with the devil, brother.
You know,
Cross the borders.
this is where I
Fire the
stop.
cum.
This is where I just stop to look at the camera like one of those animals with the Flintstones and go, it's a living.
Oh my God.
It's a living. Anyway.
All right. Then we're going to get to a non-pencils questions. We'll do a few rapid fires and then the one that we actually love. Bees?
Yes.
Yes.
How many bees?
All of them.
8.
Oh, okay.
What would you whisper into a vagina?
Choo choo, here comes the cummy queen.
Hello there.
What would it whisper back?
General Kenobi.
Awooga!
Could you guys share your favorite convention memories?
Oh. Favorite convention memory.
Ooh, I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so at my first Ponyville Cider Fest 2014, I went into the karaoke room and I decided to sing Lullaby for a Princess. And it was a bit disheartening because once I got up there and people realized what song I was going to be doing, they were like, oh, because it's the 7-minute long song. It's like a very long song.
Mm-hmm.
So people were like, understandably like, oh, God, that song, someone picked that song, jeez. And I started singing and people slowly started realizing, oh shit, she's actually singing.
She actually sings.
She's actually singing. This is not just the original backing track. And I'm not saying that to like blow smoke up my own ass, but rather that
I'll blow smoke up your ass.
Well, people came up and said that to me, and it was actually then DeWilsonator who came up and told me that, and he was very surprised and very impressed. Oh yeah, and of course not of course, geez, I'm so arrogant. After the song, the room erupted in applause, and it was very sweet. And I had a really wonderful moment being showered with sparkles and glitters of adoration. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got noticed by DeWilsonator, and that's how we began our professional relationship on YouTube. So then he had me on for a couple of projects, a couple of duet covers. And he's kind of been my friend ever since. So
yeah,
I think it's a way to make a friendship happen.
Yeah. My favorite convention memory, let me tell you, it involves a certain Anon pencil.
I know where that's going.
So, BronyCon 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Noodle Company with Anon Pencil and Flutter Priest.
I have that picture.
Company. Yeah, it was very sweet. On my way there, I get a call from my bank telling me that someone's been using my card in Virginia. And so I had to have my bank cancel my debit card.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had about $20 to my name at BronyCon.
Oof.
That's hard.
Ouch.
So, very sweetly, Anon Pencil and Flutter Priest brought me up to their hotel room and said that they were going to get me room service and give me a burger, but it wasn't going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Giggity.
That was, in fact, the first time. And I have pictures of it. I'll post them in the Not Safe for Work section later.
Mm-hmm.
Bree's just looking at me like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you do?
He said it was his first time.
It's more innocent than it sounds. I promise.
It is. It is. We just got handcuffed to the bed, and then. Yeah, you did hear this story. You know this story. It's.
I thought you'd be like, and that was the first time I sucked a D, and I'd be like, what?
That wasn't the first time. for one thing.
Let's get one thing straight here, sister. That was
Let's get
not
one thing straight. It's not me. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Not the first time I was handcuffed to that bed either that weekend. Anyway. Let's see. Looking back on your times with ponies, both of you, any regrets?
I want to go to more conventions.
Yeah, more conventions.
Yeah, just in general.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't really know about regrets because it's like sometimes you meet people and you discover that you two aren't compatible with one another, even as friends.
Yeah.
And then you might think that you regret it, but then after enough time has passed, you look back upon the situations and relationships and you think, I actually learned a lot of good lessons from that, and I carry them with me to this day. So maybe I don't regret it after all.
1000%. 1000 fucking percent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would agree. It would be nice to go to more conventions again. And I do want to bring my girlfriend to one pony convention just to say that she was there.
Is your girlfriend into ponies?
She's watched the show and stuff like that, but she knows I do all my writing and stuff like that, and she's read some of my stuff, and she kind of hates that. She says that it's good and writing pony shit, but all that to say, she has expressed interest in getting drunk and shit posting with me. So I mean, she would fit right in. All that to say,
she's a keeper. She's a keeper.
Hell yeah, she is.
I think it'd be fun.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm speaking purely for myself, but I think it'd be fun for all of us to go out to Cider Fest. But obviously the logistics is making that hard.
I'd be
I would love to hang at Cider Fest.
Yeah.
Cider Fest is my favorite convention because it was my first, so I'm biased.
Absolutely. If we're able to somehow work it all out, I'd love to.
I've heard some great things from Milk about it.
Yo, I got some shade to throw real quick at Cider Fest before we get to our last question. Our hotel room. Our hotel room at the Hilton.
Right.
We think there might have been like a murder or something in there years back. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like dried blood on the curtains and shit.
But I will say, in Cider Fest defense, that hotel they had only been in for the past like couple years maybe, but originally, and it is returning back to it for this coming year, it was at the Hyatt Regency. That was its original homestead, but they did this other place for whatever reason, and not only did our room look like someone had been murdered in it many years ago, but also the elevators, they have a very strict 6-person limit, and when you're riding in them, they are so rickety and loud and a bit terrifying, and you kind of have this looming fear that, it's just going to give way and we're going to fall at any given moment.
Yeah.
At that point, I'd be getting my steps in.
Yeah. I had done that sometimes, but luckily I discovered some far away elevators that were not the 6 main ones, so I kept using those once I realized that less people were going there.
Yeah.
All right. The last question I'm going to pose to you guys, just because we are running short on time. If you guys had the ability to go back in time and fix a mistake in something you've released, what would it be? Maybe the way you said something, a line that didn't come off very well.
I've had a couple of like full productions that when I was editing, I just missed a flub. I just totally missed like a flub up, and it got into the final cut, and it got onto the YouTube channel. Probably one of those.
Yeah.
So I don't quite remember if there were any specific lines where I thought, I wish I would have done better, because the thing is that usually it's someone else's project. I send in multiple takes and they happen to choose a take that I don't personally prefer, but I realize at that point it's kind of just out of my hands and it's whatever the director decided to go with. and I'm sure they had their reasons for it. So I'm not really like, oh, I wish I hadn't have said it like that. But there is one thing. When I was recording for Stamina as Gilda, right? I was doing it in this apartment with such thin walls, and I didn't know this until the next day. Okay?
I know this story.
Okay, so I didn't know this until the next day. Just like below and to the left of my apartment, there was this new mom with her fresh baby.
Oh my god.
And she and she's okay. So I was emoting being extremely loud in this thinly walled apartment complex, right? So then in the hallway I come across this woman with this baby, and she tells me that she tells me that her child thought that there was a monster. And I tried to be kind, empathetic, and I even wanted to explain myself, but it was so awkward I didn't know how I could possibly begin to explain myself. So I didn't, but I instead tried to just very very cautiously, gently reach out like towards this child who was being held in their mother's arms, and just be like, "See, I'm not a monster." Before I could finish that sentence, they were like, I'm like, okay.
Oh, jeez.
And I exited stage left, and I never ever talked to that neighbor ever again.
Yep.
I just absolutely not. And I was like, wow, I did not know there were children around here.
Vegans!
Oh my god.
So that was painfully awkward.
Love it. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Wuten and Bree, please plug your stuff. Where can they find your guys' audio works? How can they keep up on what you guys are releasing?
Well, I'm on YouTube. You can just search MLP Wuten and you'll get hundreds of results. Just click on one of them, see where you go. On FimFiction, I'm also Wuten. You can go there to the front page, and I currently, as of this stream, still have the #1 spot on that featured list. And yeah, I think those are like the big two. You know, I have a Twitter, I have a Twitch, but I hardly ever use it. Other than that, yeah, that's me. And Bree?
So I am Brie Lizzie T on YouTube, and I used to be Brie Lizzie T on Twitter, but I had that account hacked. So I am Dreamsicle B, which is short for Dreamsicle Butt, which is a nickname that someone gave my OC a while back. And you can find a lot of my stuff there, but be warned, if you go to Dreamsicle B, at Dreamsicle B, you will find lots of my IRL nudity and NSFW content. So just please bear that in mind. If you're only looking for voice work, you will mostly find that on Brie Lizzie T on YouTube, and you can look at the playlist entitled Voice Acting Collaboration so that you can see what I've been involved in.
Hell yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah.
And then thank you everyone for breaking our all-time donation record. Empty Plot Filler for 1,000 bits, Alex _ for 800, Geodesic Dragon for 200, Soaring TRG for 15 gift subs, Empty Plot Filler for 6 gift subs, Miss Dweller for a gift sub. Thank you all so much. I'm going to be very excited to see how our donation numbers turn out. Your bartenders for this evening were a non-pencil who had to drop out early, Enigmatic Otaku.
I'll make the raptor noises she would have made.
Flamorfer.
Yes.
Ravage.
Kick the baby.
Milk.
Don't kick the baby.
Our amazing guests, Wuten.
Hello and goodbye.
And Brie Lizzie T.
Hello.
And my name's Flutter Priest. Thank you for listening to 250 episodes. Signing off.
Hell yeah.